Mr. Kara Yoshikage lived a quiet, ordinary, by-the-book life. On his way home from work, whenever he saw young, beautiful women, he couldn't help but think of his wife, who had been gone for many years. One night, while working late, a deranged serial killer had broken into his home and brutally murdered his young, beautiful wife. After she passed away, several women tried to get close to Mr. Kara, but this devoted man never let anyone into his heart. It belonged only to his late wife, and he never remarried. He sought out the best model maker in town to create a life-size replica of his wife's hand, based on the shape of her hand when she was alive. Then he bought her favorite ruby ring and gently placed it on the model hand. With that hand by his side, it felt like his wife had never really gone. For the first time in a long while, his heart found peace. On nice weekends, he'd visit the famous Dio bakery in Morio. If he saw a kind of bread his wife used to buy, he'd take one home. With the hand keeping him company, living alone no longer felt quite so lonely. But beneath this seemingly peaceful life, a dark force was quietly growing. A young man named Josuke Higashikata had dreamed since childhood of becoming a feared street king. Just because an upperclassman once told him not to wear such strange clothes to school, Josuke beat him so badly that his nose was broken and his face was unrecognizable, then stomped on him without mercy. Determined to rule Morio, Josuke single-handedly beat the local gang boss and his partner to death with a single punch. When his own mother tried to persuade him to change his ways, he coldly summoned his stand and blasted straight through her chest. A kind milkman happened to witness the scene. Josuke beat him senseless and sealed him in cement, turning him into a so-called sculpture in town. A gentle manga artist accidentally touched Josuke's hairstyle and was beaten beyond recognition. He's still lying unconscious in the hospital. Even a street musician who loved music wasn't spared, just for forgetting to pay his protection fee on time. Josuke broke his fingers. He even had his men extort elementary school kids. If they couldn't pay, they were beaten half to death. And when Josuke got tired, he'd give them 3 days to come up with 1 million yen. One of the boys he beat badly was named Shigechi. As Shigechi struggled home, he happened to run into the kind Mr. Kara. Through tears, the boy told him everything that had been happening. Kara was shaken to the core. He had known Josuke was cruel and out of control, but he never imagined things were this bad. He gently told Shigechi to focus on school and, if possible, transfer somewhere far away as soon as he could. A week later, when Shigechi didn't show up at school, Josuke was furious. After sending people to investigate, he learned the boy had quietly transferred. He immediately ordered his men to go to Shigechi's grandfather's house. The old man had been warm and kind, but these thugs had lost all sense of humanity. They beat the elderly man to death using toy cars. When Mr. Kara heard the news, he was beside himself with rage. He smashed a table with a single punch. He could no longer sit back and watch them continue their evil. He sprinted from the restaurant to Shigechi's grandfather's house, only to find it completely ransacked. Seeing one of Josuke's lackeys still there, Kara shouted angrily, "How can you hurt innocent people like this? Aren't you afraid of going to hell?" The guy told him to mind his business and threw a punch, but Kara knocked him out with one blow. Grabbing the man by the hair, Kara demanded, "You collect protection fees every day, but who have you ever protected? You scum who prey on ordinary people. Doesn't your conscience bother you at all? You have powers that normal people don't, so why not use them to do something good? I once thought you might change for the better, but I was wrong. If someone has to stand up and put an end to this darkness, then, why can't it be me?"